Guys, Brian back here with another Kaspa update. I hope you're all having a beautiful Sunday. We're going to dig into this chart here. Got a little bit of a down day out there. Nothing major. Bitcoin's doing fine. It's at 30,500. The market actually looks really great. So we'll dig into this here in a second. Got a few news articles to show you here real quick. Of course, Kaspa achieves the 10 BPS in testnet, pioneering the future of e-commerce. Now payments and CoinPal. Kaspa integrations, expanding business horizons. E-commerce continuously evolves, with businesses progressively embracing digital innovations to stay ahead of the curve. All right, well, I kind of had to go over to Twitter to see what they were really getting into with that. We came down here, embrace the future of e-commerce with Kaspa. We're excited to announce our upcoming integration with Now Payments and CoinPal. Discover how your business can benefit and stay ahead of the curve with Kaspa. And we got down here, Kaspa accepted here, specializing in naming, branding, and creative marketing. Rhubarb Media accepts KAS as payment, serving the blockchain space since 2016. So now this company here, Rhubarb Media, they accept Kaspa as payment. So that's the newest news. That's about all we got there, but I guess we're not really happy with that. We want the bigger stuff that we're used to. So, well, I'm sure we'll get that. Let's get back to the charts here, guys. I wanted to show you a couple things that, especially Bitcoin dominance. We've been talking about this thing possibly double topping. Look what ended up happening here. If we go into 4 hour, we expand this out here. You can see this thing came up and it did double top. All right, this trend line that we've had here for, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 videos. Look how fast that thing fell once it lost this upper trend line that we were tracking. Just fell right through that, fell through the secondary line here, and looks like it's back testing it and probably going to trickle right down over here, but it's down to 51.23, which is good for the altcoins. All right, Bitcoin hasn't really lost any price. I'm going to show you that in a second, but we did get that double top. All right, and if you look here at the RSI, the biggest one I want to point out is the daily. We got that thing starting to roll over here. You can see it's on its it's still on its way down here. Let's see where that weekly's at. And the weekly is just starting to curve over there. All right, still, this thing could still push up a little further. You know what I mean? You see fake outs constantly in this market, but it has fell through that secondary, well, the main support line here. Okay, as long as it don't bust up past 51.45, something like that, that would get it back in the trend here. Look at that big red line there. Holy cow, that was in one day. It lost 1.5%. That's a lot for Bitcoin dominance, so that's good to see. We want to see that happen, and don't want to see Bitcoin collapse, obviously, but the Bitcoin dominance for sure. Bitcoin itself, I want to show you how this price is just coiling up on this thing. It's really tightening up here. If we go into the 4 hour, look at this thing. It has just gone sideways and is coiling right up. Look at this price action just chopping through here. Had an ABC right there, but then just going sideways in here, which is absolutely fine. As long as that thing holds that $29,900. I think everybody's going to be happy here. I think this thing is obviously getting ready for another move up. If you look at the RSI in the bottom down here, you can see how much this has come down. Okay, and look at the big peak, the big run we had over here. Obviously, that thing had to cool down. It was up. Where'd that thing go to? Geez, up to 90, 92, something like that. All right, it's back down to 53 and a 51 right now, right in the middle, right about where you want it. Okay, and you can see that thing's starting to curve back up. All right, I think Bitcoin's getting ready to make a move here. I really do. Look at this. Look at the 12 hour, right on the floor, and just turning up 5.72 and a 4.27. Okay, so that thing is flipping bullish on the 12-hour. The daily is almost at the bottom, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's flipping back up. I apologize. That was the DXY I was thinking there. But it's 72.81, 72.89, trying to flip bullish. You can see just curving up there. All right, and this thing could, down the bottom here, you can see how easily this thing could get a higher high here. So for this price action here, you know, get to the point I'm trying to prove here. Let me pull this down a little bit so I can show some price action here. Okay, you had this one here, this price here, but this ended up coming in higher on price but the same on the RSI, and you can see how it rolled over. So that was bearish right there for that thing. What I'm trying to let me get back here. Okay, you can see how we had this price here where it was on the RSI. Okay, then this one here and where it is on the RSI. Okay, what I'm trying to get to is we have some room for this thing to print up and print bullish here, a higher high on this thing, a lot of room. So I'm expecting that to happen with this thing. That daily's flipping back up. The 8-hour, let's see where the 8's coming up in bullish, and the lower time frame is the 4 and the 1. Them go up and down constantly, but we'll see where the 4 is at. The 4 is heading up. So that 31,500 bucks, people, please pay attention to that. If we can end up flipping that into support, okay, that and then get out of here, that's really going to make a difference. That 31,500 bucks, that is the number to watch for on Bitcoin. All right, let's move down through here. That DXY that we talk about, geez, everything's kind of playing out here. Look at this thing. We're going to put it on the daily. You can see it is printing a lower high on the daily. We're just going to leave this white line here we drew. You can see that daily flipping over. It's still bullish, but it's curving right over. You can see that RSI just ready to turn bearish on that thing on the daily. So we are getting a lower high so far coming in on this on the DXY. And I want to show you these two. The total market cap. Pretty interesting stuff happening in this stuff here. Apologize, my Wi-Fi is a little slow here. Just a really rainy, miserable day on the east coast of the United States here. But we had this wedge pattern forming here. We did get a breakout of that, okay? Almost like a bull flag here forming on this thing. So a lot of bull flags out there for sure, okay? Did get the breakout of this. That's why I'm really expecting Bitcoin to move here. The 12-hour, look at that, bullish heading up. 8-hour, see where it's at. Yeah, bullish and heading up. So expecting a move out of Bitcoin here. You know, Sunday nights used to be really good for price action. So we'll see what happens here. But we have gotten a breakout of this bull flag, and looks like we're it's trying to get higher price action here. So the total 2, you can see here, kind of doing a similar thing, and this thing ended up coming back down. You know, we've been watching this, was playing around with the outside of that wedge there. Let me get rid of the RSIs down there so we can see that a little bit better. There we go. We had that inverse head and shoulders. Then we got that breakout, and then we fell back in. Well, it broke out. Now it has back tested. It ended up back testing the breakout right there. Need my pointer. There we go. Right there. Okay, you got the back test of the breakout. So it looks like this total 2 market cap looks like it's getting ready to go too. All right, that's not including Bitcoin. That's the one without Bitcoin. So, all right, the S&P 500 was up 54 bucks, and the Dow Jones 285 bucks. Let's get into this Kaspa chart here. All right. Here we go. Okay, that's which one do I want here? I have 2. I actually have 4 of them, but I have 2 of them for video purposes here. Here we go. Let's use this one here. Yep, that's what I want. Okay. Now, but back when we finished up this, when we got this high right here, we talked about an ABC coming in here, okay? I still believe this has a little bit down to go. Not much at all, okay? I could be totally wrong. It could finish up right here. These RSIs are so close to reset with this thing. You know, it could pop off from here. I don't know. I'm just trying to track this thing and figure this out. It looks like an A, B, C, like maybe a sideways correction in here, a zigzag. You know, that's exactly what it could be. It's really hard to when it does this choppy sideways stuff. You know, it could be an ABC right there. I was kind of expecting it to come down, A, B, down here. You know, down at that this prior top right over here, you know, come down to that point, and that would coincide with our trend line here too. That's what I was kind of expecting to happen here. You know, that way we would have this support here coming in, and our trend line support coming up here coming in. So could pull down to that 0.0227. We could pop from here, and I'm going to show you why, because these RSIs on this thing, look at these things. The 4 hour is on the bottom. Okay, let's start there. The 8 hour. I mean, this thing is just ready to go. I apologize. Come on. There we go. The 8 hour. Look at that on the floor. Okay, the 12. The 12 hour is also on the floor. Okay, so we have the 4, 8, and the 12 all on the floor with this thing, and a daily is just about reset. Okay, it's just about down there. So this thing could take off at any time. It could pull back just a little bit more. Worst case scenario, it comes down to 0.0227 and it bounces from there. Best case scenario, it takes off from here. I mean, it really, nothing clear came in here. Okay, it's for as much as I want to look at this and try to break it down, just a sideways correction. You know, getting ready for the next leg up. Basically, that's about it. This thing is showing strength. Didn't even do a 618 pullback. You know, when I put a Fibonacci on this thing, you know, if we take it right from this this wavelength right here that started down here, I put a fib on this thing. You know, look at that. Didn't even do a 618 correction. So that's another reason I was thinking maybe it could come down to, you know, the 0.0235 would be a 618, and usually you get a pullback at least to that 618 and get a bounce from there. You know, I can show you right down. This one here probably did it. You know, if we take this wave right here, yeah, look at that, perfect. See how it hit that the 618 Fibonacci right there, just barely above it, just a hair above it there. But the 618, the blue line right there, that's the 618. Usually you'll get a pullback once it runs up. You'll get a pullback to that 618. Then you'll see buying volume come in because a lot of traders will put that fib on there, the 618, and they're expecting a bounce from there. Okay, but if we put it up here, you know, if we move up to our next leg here and put the Fibonacci on there, you know, we just have not got a pullback to that 618. Whoops, I apologize. Let me get that up there. There we go. So it could come down to 0.0233, and it could come down to 0.0227. Anywhere in this range right here. Worst case scenario, it comes down to there. You know, it could take off from here. Everybody's seen the RSIs. The weekly still looks absolutely beautiful. 21 and a 12. So expect to move out of this thing. You know, with this correction, at least by tomorrow. You know, especially with these RSIs. These RSIs are on the floor. You got the 12 hour just ready to flip up bullish. You got the 8 hour. We're sitting at the bottom. All these RSIs are at the bottom ready to go. So we might not get a pullback to the 618. You don't always get that, you know. You think that there's buyers sitting down here waiting. So sometimes they'll push the price down to there just to get that buy volume in there. And that 618, look how these lines all interact here. So we'll see what happens, guys. But I see nothing but good things for Kaspa this week. I definitely see a bounce coming, that's for sure, real soon. All right, thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in a day or two. Have a great night.